Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Tree of Woe Wrestling Podcast. I am the Black Patriot, and this is the Wrestling Podcast where we always put wrestling first because wrestling is the number one priority. Remember, guys, like, comment, share, subscribe. It's a small thing for you, but for me, it means the world, and it means the world to the channel. This week's edition of Smackdown was pretty much another stinker. And at this point, this is to be expected. And I will say this, and this should tell you how bad Raw was. This Smackdown was actually better than Raw. But the margin is so low that it really doesn't matter. There's no point of even comparing the two shows to each other because they're both equally trash. And by trash, I mean uninteresting, boring, stuff that nobody wants to see. I can't even imagine that diehard wrestling fans are getting anything out of these shows. I cannot even imagine the people in attendance that paid their hard-earned money for tickets are leaving those shows and going, man, that was amazing. Like, we had an awesome time. Maybe they had an awesome time with their friends, their family, and fellowship, and being out of the house and going and doing something. But the show, I highly doubt it, because this show was bad. This show was full of it was boring. But then the matches were bad. Like, nothing was exciting. And we are on, right now, the road to WrestleMania. The Royal Rumble is in our rear view. In the past, this would be the time where all the storylines would ramp up, where the wrestlers would kick it into the next gear, going to the showcase of Immortals, and it's just not happening. It's just really not happening. It's like WWE is in coast mode. The superstars are just coasting. And that is true because, one, you can tell. You can tell. There are no storylines, so there's really nothing to ramp up. Like, we've seen Cody versus Drew McIntyre for quite a few times. We've seen that already. They're trying to throw Jacob Fatu in the mix, but the thing about Jacob Fatu is, they didn't strike while the iron was hot. Now nobody cares about Jacob Fatu. The time to strike was like last year before he got injured, where he was hot, when he was super over, when the Samoan werewolf and when everybody was going crazy. They missed their opportunity. Now, I'm not saying that Jacob Fatu can't get it back. He could get it back. Of course he can. But again, I don't trust Triple H to strike when the iron is hot. LA Knight is the proof of that. He's been over for 3 years and we still haven't got anything from him. But this is the show that we got, coming off the heels of a terrible Raw. And Raw came off the heels of a horrible, lackluster Royal Rumble. So you have a terrible PLE, your flagship show was horrible, and then this is what you give us for SmackDown. And then you wonder why nobody is watching the program. You wonder why fans in attendance are, and then they blame stuff on the crowd, like, oh, the crowd suck. I see that online all the time. Terrible crowd. Duh, they're not being entertained. So that's why they're not making noise. Like, what? What do you even say? I hate when people say that. How are you going to blame it on the crowd? If the crowd was being entertained, if they saw something amazing, they would react to it. But instead, you get these silent arenas now. Nothing like the Attitude Era. Like, it amazes me that this is even still the same company. It's Triple H. And there's brain dead goons that follow him. Recently, Michael P.S. Hayes said something that I personally think is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. He said that Chelsea Green does not belong in the ring with Charlotte or Tiffany Stratton. That her job is to get those women over, to make them look good. They said we could give Chelsea Green 30 minutes or 30 seconds, no matter what she does, She makes it good, so we don't have to invest in her. She's just there to job. She's just there to take the pen. She's just there to put other women over. When, if you take, granted, Charlotte is a 14-time world champion, but Chelsea Green is vastly more entertaining than Charlotte. And certainly she's better than Tiffany Stratton at everything. Only thing the only thing Tiffany got on her is blonde hair and bigger boobs. That's it. Tiffany Stratton cannot hold a candle to Chelsea Green. And people forget that Chelsea Green can actually wrestle. She's been all over the world wrestling. She's been in Japan. She's been in Mexico. She's been in Lucha Underground. She's been in Impact Wrestling, Laurel Van Ness. Chelsea Green is a character. Chelsea Green can cut promos. Chelsea Green makes you care about her. No matter, like they said, if you give her 30 minutes or 30 seconds, Chelsea Green makes you care about her. So why then would somebody like him, an executive, come out of his mouth on a program and say that there's a glass ceiling on Chelsea's head? Now, Chelsea, for her credit, she did not know that. She said, I'm very self-aware. I know my position on the card, and I'm cool with that. But for it to come out that yes, there is a glass ceiling over my head, that's something that she didn't like. She didn't appreciate that. And guess what? Her fans don't appreciate that. So I said all that to say, this is why these shows are bad. Because the people that's actually producing the show, that's actually writing for these wrestlers, have no idea what the heck they're doing. Because if you're going to sit up here and tell me that Chelsea Green is enhancement talent, but Jordynne Grace, who I am a fan of, is getting a world title shot next week on SmackDown, you're crazy. Chelsea Green is better than Jordynne Grace. Chelsea Green is better than the champion, Jade Cargill. Chelsea Green is better than Tiffany Stratton. But what happened tonight? As usual, Chelsea Green goes out on her back as she always does. And it's just ridiculous, yo. The show starts off with Drew McIntyre strolling to the ring. He got a big old smile on his face. He got something to say. He comes out to the ring and he's intercepted by Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes cuts him off. Cody Rhodes attacks him. And guess what happens, guys? Oh, yes, oh, yes. They get their brawl on. They out that thing wrecking. They brawling. Cody Rhodes gets the best of Drew McIntyre, and Drew McIntyre flees. Because Drew is the champion now, which we've all known he should have been the champion a while ago, Triple H is not going to stop booking him like a jobber. Champion can't even make it to the ring to cut a promo. He gets attacked and he runs off. That's jobber stuff. And Drew McIntyre is a heel. He should have caught Cody with a claymore, picked up a chair, bashed him across his head with it, and then possibly claymored him again. But in this era of wrestling, heels are the biggest pussies you ever seen. This is nothing like back in the day. You think this would have happened to Triple H back in the day? Triple H would have pulled a sledgehammer from under the ring and knocked Cody Rhodes' tail silly with it. But heels are pussies now. They're cowards. See, that's the thing. A heel is not always supposed to be depicted as a coward. There has been cowardly heels. Yes, there has been. But there have also been badass heels that will bust you open, bloody you, and send the face packing. But nope, we don't get that no more. So Drew McIntyre runs away. He flees because he's the coward. Then Cody cuts an impassionate promo that was okay. I'm not going to say his promo was bad, but it was dumb. Don't nobody care about what Cody is saying, because Cody has already proved that he is not that great of a WWE champion. He's a 2-time champion, and both his reigns were extremely boring, extremely flat. And guess what? Fans are catching on. So this is not just a content creator thing. This is not people just trying to put WWE down or just shitting on Cody. People are waking up and people are starting to notice, and people are waking up and people are starting to notice how bad this product is and how bad of a champion Cody Raheem Rhodes was. He come out talking about junk measuring contests. Like, Cody, just cut it out, bro. In my honest opinion, something I've said before, I really think Cody was better at AEW, and that's just me. So all the naysayers, you're starting to see it, that Tony Khan was indeed a better booker than Triple H. Because what they have Cody doing, and I can't blame everything on Cody, and I hate to call wrestlers out and say they're bad and say they're terrible when I know for a fact that they get a script and they're just doing what the people in the back are telling them to do. But guys, come on, put a little bit of effort in it. Don't, like, I can tell that they're just coasting. I know this to be true because Liv recently said that she does not care about what anybody think about her performance. She says she only cares about what the people in the back think because the fans are not signing her paycheck. And yes, if that's how you feel, if that's the sentiment that you want to bring to the product, well, guess what? We are noticing. And the viewership is tanking. And attendance is tanking. We noticing. We know that you don't care. We know that you only care about your paycheck. And if that's how you feel, then fine. But I'll say this. You could tell that Austin was not just there for a paycheck. You could tell that The Rock was not just showing up for a paycheck. You could tell that The Undertaker, that Kurt Angle, that Kane, you could tell that Chris Jericho, you could tell that Eddie Guerrero was not just showing up for a paycheck. But that's where we are now. The wrestlers don't care. They don't even try anymore. As long as I get paid, that's all that matters. And guess what? WWE will continue to tank. WWE will continue to be terrible. You will continue to lose viewerships. I won't be surprised if Netflix is working on a way to get out of their deal with WWE. Because who would want to watch this product? And apparently nobody is. Because according to Liv Morgan, the wrestlers, they don't care. They're just there for their paycheck. And don't get me started on Triple H. The internet isn't real. I wish you would just stop being a critic. Just enjoy the product. Because I'm the game. Does it feel like WrestleMania season to you? Are you not entertained? No. I'm not entertained. This does not feel like WrestleMania season. Matter of fact, this Smackdown couldn't have been more boring, generic, and bland. Nothing happened. Literally nothing happened. Then we get a backstage segment with Julia and Kiana James. They have a title shot tonight on SmackDown that you know for 100% that they're not going to win. You know they're not going to win. Come on. Rhea Ripley and Io Sky has the belts. Who knows when they're going to drop it? Who knows who can pry those titles away from Rhea and Io, because Rhea and Io do not lose. They'll lose to each other. When they were feuding for the WWE, for the Women's World Heavyweight title, they'll lose to each other. But for other women on the roster, oh no, they're getting steamrolled. They're getting steamrolled. So we know that Julia and Kiana is not going to win. And then here's another thing. Julia is the WWE Women's United States Champion. And when she comes out, she gets no pop from the crowd. Because the crowd does not care about Julia. I like Julia. Julia is one of my favorite wrestlers. When she was in Japan, she was my favorite wrestler in Stardom. I had my trio. It was Julia, Shuri, and Utami Hayashita. And Julia was my favorite one. Not because I thought she was better than the other two, because Shuri was the best fighter, and Utami was just the Red Queen. She was a beast. But I thought Julia had the most American upside. I was thinking she would be the one that would get signed to WWE or AEW, and she would be the breakout star. Now, here we are, so many years later, Julia is in WWE, and because of the booking, she looks like just any other girl on the roster. Julia, Zelina Vega, any girl on the roster that nobody cares about, you can lump Julia into that same category. And that's a shame, because if you go back, look at her work in Stardom, you will see something very, very different. So the match was, it was okay. But that's the problem. When these matches are just okay, we're on the road to WrestleMania, and you're just giving a okay product. I can't really say much about these matches because nothing really happens in these matches, and then nothing happens in the matches, and then you already know who's gonna win. Like I said, there was no chance in hell Julia and Kiana James was gonna win this match, yo. So Io Sky and Rhea Ripley pick up the win, and that's it, yo. That's it. Why is Rhea Ripley and Io all touchy-feely all the time? Like, what is this? What is going on with them? And outside of the very few title defenses that they have, why aren't they doing anything else? I don't know. Can you tell me? Rhea Ripley gets the pop like she's the most, and well, she is the most over woman in wrestling. And I can't just but what has Rhea done to actually deserve that pop? She's coasting. That pop is from stuff that she's done in the past, and the fans are still popping for it. When mommy was actually entertaining. Mommy hasn't been entertaining for months now. For months. And I like Rhea. I like all the women. Io is one of my favorites. Outside of her Io emote, what has Io done? Even when she was the women's world champion, she didn't do anything. She was barely booked on the show. She does not wrestle. Rhea Ripley, for the most part, and Io Sky, they come out in their regular, casual, civilian clothes because they very rarely wrestle. And that's a shame. They very rarely wrestle, yet when they do wrestle, you know they're not going to lose. So they don't wrestle, but they job everybody else out when they do wrestle. The next match is another meaningless match. The Miz versus Carmelo Hayes. I don't care. Nobody cares about this crap. Like, The Miz is a veteran, a super veteran. He's been in WWE for over 20 years. Carmelo Hayes is a star that should be on the up and up, an upcoming star. But he's facing The Miz. Their rivalry been going on for months. Shouldn't Carmelo Hayes be over The Miz now? Shouldn't that rivalry with The Miz be over and done with at this point? Does anybody still care about this? Because I don't. I do not. The Miz is a jobber. You already knew Carmelo wasn't going to lose. So what is the point of this? Why is he still feuding with somebody that he's beaten multiple times? Move on. And don't move back on the Dragunov because they've already fought multiple times. If anything, run that back from NXT. Get Trick Williams involved. Like, come on, man. This is terrible. This show was so boring. But I have to watch it so I can make these videos for you guys. But the show was boring. Very much boring. Carmelo Hayes should be done with Miz. But in Triple H circular booking, he's still beefing with Miz for whatever reason. Then you get a backstage segment with Tiffany Stratton, Chelsea Green, and Alba Fire. Chelsea comes out and she's doing her Chelsea thing. She's like the only woman in this company with an actual character, with like something that makes you care. But she's enhancement talent. She's a jobber. What did Tiffany say? Tiffy time! Tiffy time! The WWE Smackdown runs on Tiffy time! We saw her with the championship. She had the belt for almost a year and didn't do anything with it. So you're not going to sit up here and tell me that Tiffany can be a champion, but Chelsea Green doesn't have the chops to be a champion. That's just ridiculous, yo. And then you throw Lash Legend into this mix, who, again, I think she has huge upside potential. But is she going to be used correctly? I don't know. There's a triple threat match between Tiffany, Lash, and Chelsea, and you already knew Tiffany was going to win. You already knew Tiffany was going to win. So the only thing I can say about this match is it was slightly better than the tag match. And like I said at the beginning of the video, Chelsea goes out on her back because she always does. Speedy recovery to Chelsea. She was also injured in this match. So, and she continued the match because she's a hell of a person, a trooper. Like I said, speedy recovery to Chelsea. And hopefully when she comes back, hopefully it's not an injury that's going to put her out for too long. But when she does come back, hopefully she could prove the critics, which is her own goddamn bosses, prove them wrong and show them what all the fans have always seen in her. You remember when she first won the United States title? The arena was electric. They popped like she won the world title. So the fans have always, and Chelsea has been a heel this whole time. Chelsea is not even a face, and she's always had the fans. Tiffany wishes she was as over as Chelsea. Chelsea is not a jobber. Chelsea is not enhancement talent. Next, Obafemi destroys Kip Wilson. And you know what? Obafemi has all the tools to be the top guy. He looks more credible than Braun Breaker. Man is 6'6", whatever he is, 310 pounds. But I do not trust Triple H to book a black man successfully. Hey, you don't believe me? How many times has Bobby Lashley been champion? Yeah, he won the belt, but was any of his reigns, did he elevate anything? It was just a waste of time. Big E won Triumph Championship. Kofi Kingston won championship. Like, I do not trust WWE to elevate, promote, and properly book black male talents. The only black person they seem to know how to book is Bianca Belair. And I like Bianca, and she deserves every championship, every accolade, everything that she deserves. She deserves everything that she's gotten. But come on, man. Outside of her, they just don't book black people well. Next, you get Drew McIntyre trying to come out and cut another promo, and then he's attacked and beaten up and forced to flee by Jacob Fatu. Now, you see what I'm saying? How even though Drew McIntyre is the champion, they're still booking him like a jobber. The WWE champion cannot come to the ring and cut a promo because he keep getting his ass whooped and made to flee. You see how this makes him look like a joke? What have Jacob Fatu done in the industry that he can come out and beat the crap out of the WWE champion? They're probably building this into a triple threat match at WrestleMania that Cody Rhodes is more than likely going to win. But if they do that, I think it should happen at the pay-per-view that's coming up at Elimination Chamber. And whoever walks into WrestleMania the champion should have a one-on-one match with these guys. It probably should be Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre. So if they're building towards a triple threat match, I think it should happen at Elimination Chamber, and I think Drew McIntyre should win it and continue his rivalry with Cody, and it's just a one-on-one Cody versus Drew match at WrestleMania. That's how I would book it, but I'm not in control of booking in WWE. Then we have Tama Tonga versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Both of these guys are jobbers. Shinsuke hasn't done nothing in years. I don't care about this match, and nobody in the arena did. Then you have Nia Jax and Lash Legend. They're going to tell them that they want a title shot. This is another match that I think should happen. Nia Jax versus Lash Legend. Nia Jax and Lash Legend versus Io Sky and Rhea Ripley. This is another match I think should happen at Elimination Chamber. This does not need to go to WrestleMania. Then we come out, and this is where it gets really nonsensical. Liv Morgan and Raquel come out to the ring. Liv Morgan is trying to cut a promo. She wants to address the elephant in the room, and she looks directly at Raquel. So what are you saying? What are you calling Raquel an elephant? Well, whatever. This is how Triple H builds heat, when he could have just had, because Liv already threw Raquel out of the Royal Rumble, could have just had Raquel go over on Stephanie, and then Liv Morgan chooses to face Raquel at WrestleMania and build on the tension of that. But no, Triple H does it the stupid way, because apparently just 5-year-olds watch this show. So Jade comes out and interrupts this promo and tells Liv if she picks her, I'm going to beat your ass. And then Liv says something stupid. I could just have Raquel fight you and take the title, and then I'll fight Stephanie and take her title, then we'll both be champions. No, the hell you won't, because Raquel's credibility is done. Raquel does not win matches. She's one of the biggest, most powerful women on the roster, but she continuously loses. Raquel is a jobber. Ain't no way in hell I'm going to believe she's going to beat Jade Cargill. Sorry. Now, could she beat Jade Cargill? Absolutely. Does she have everything it takes to beat Jade Cargill? Absolutely. Will she be booked to beat Jade Cargill? Heck no. No. Raquel is a jobber. She does not win matches. Her credibility is shot. That's why I said Liv says something dumb. But she thinks we believe that. She thinks the fan in attendance believe that. Nobody believes that crap. Raquel does not win matches, yo. Then Jordan Grace comes out to interrupt what's going on in the ring. This turns into a tag match. This match is nothing special about this match. Match was actually terrible, to be honest. Nothing special happened in this match. There's a couple of miscommunications, because this is how Triple H builds tension, builds a rivalry. Raquel accidentally kicks Liv Morgan. That's how they're going to build the tension. That's how they're going to build the Judgment Day imploding. When you could have easily had Raquel win for a change, get the belt, have Liv challenge her, that would have been a much better storyline. But no, we're going to go with the misdirection. She accidentally kicks Liv. Like, get this crap out of here, man. Jordan Grace pins Raquel, and they job, like what they been doing. As a matter of fact, outside of Liv winning the Royal Rumble, Judgment Day has been on an extreme losing streak. All they do is job out. And the fact that Liv talking about Raquel could just beat Raquel and Raquel could just beat Jade, and then they'll both be champions, and then immediately turn around and get her tail packed up by Jordan Grace is hilarious, yo. So Drew McIntyre's third appearance, he finally gets to cut his promo, until he is interrupted by Trick Williams. Do you see how the WWE champion just gets no respect? Because Triple H did not want him with the title to begin with, but him and Cody just lobbied for it backstage and just kept pushing it until Triple H had to go with it. And so just because he was forced into a position that he does not want to be in, he is like, I'm still going to make Drew McIntyre look foolish. And he does. The champion can't even cut a promo because, let's face it, Trick Williams is technically a rookie. This is his first. He hasn't even been on SmackDown for a month. So technically he is a rookie. But a rookie can come out with lemon pepper steppers on and interrupt the WWE champion. Now, I'm over this mess, young. We're at the main event. Randy Orton versus Solo Sikoa and Aleister Black. And I'm not going to waste your time. Randy Orton wins. And you know why Randy wins? Because Solo Sikoa and Aleister Black are jobbers. They do not win matches. So anybody who is watching this product already knows that Randy Orton is going to win. Just off the simple fact that Solo Sikoa and Aleister Black do not win matches. There's no intrigue. There's nothing to sink your teeth into. This show was terrible from top to bottom. If I had to give this show, grade this show on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give it a 1. If I had to give it an A to E to F, I would give this show a D minus. It's bad. It was better than Raw, but Raw was absolutely terrible. So you get your two shows after your second biggest PLE. The PLE Royal Rumble was garbage. Then you give us 2 garbage programs. Does it feel like WrestleMania season? Are you guys entertained? I wish you would stop being a critic. Stop criticizing the product. Just watch it. Come on, man. If you don't like it, you can fuck off. Yeah, well, we are doing that. We're certainly not going to watch these programs anymore. And like I've always said several times, I wouldn't if I didn't have to. Guys, this has been the Tree of Woe Wrestling Podcast. I am the Black Patriot. Remember, guys, like, comment, share, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your wrestling buddies. That support really helps me out, really helps the channel out. And until the next one, peace out and be safe.